Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aaron here and I am your Wrestling Guru Society World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm going to be giving you a SummerSlam review. Now, we kicked off SummerSlam with Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler, which I was a little bit upset about, but hey, was very amazed and very glad to see that match. It was a very good match. I liked it. It was probably one of my most favorite matches of the night. And you'll see why it was my favorite match of the night. You'll see why when I get to the other matches. So we start off with this match. And, you know, Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho is always going to put on a great match. And Dolph Ziggler can do things that not a lot of other people can. And they just work so well together. And I love the match that they had. And it was just such a great match to watch, and that's why it was my favorite match of the night. And it was so well built up, it didn't even need that much of building up. They could have just said, okay, here, you guys go and wrestle, and they could have put on a great match. They could have had no build up, and it would have still been probably my favorite match of the night. But because of the build up, it made it so much better. And Chris Jericho ended up coming out on top, which was my pick to win, because, you know, if they would have had Dolph Ziggler win, it would have just been Jericho can't win the big one anymore, he should just quit and go play with his band Fozzy. But I like the fact that they had Chris Jericho win, and actually I was thinking Chris Jericho wins, Dolph Ziggler loses, Dolph Ziggler cashes in later in the night to win the World Heavyweight Championship. But you'll see, it didn't happen. So that happened, and it was a great match. Chris Jericho came out on top, and I love what he did with the Walls of Jericho / Lion Tamer. Because originally the Walls of Jericho is when he sits on his opponent's back, but the Lion Tamer is when he puts his knee in the guy's head or in his back, and I love the way that he did that. That's probably one of my favorite submission moves of all time. So then we move on to Kane and Daniel Bryan, and you know, this match I wasn't really looking forward to it, but I chose Daniel Bryan to win the match because Kane doesn't really need to win the match, and Daniel Bryan really needs to be built up more if he wants to be back in the main event spot again. So I really chose Daniel Bryan to win the match, and I didn't get to catch the ending because I was in the bathroom, but he came out on top and he won, so that's all that really matters. And then, damn it, I'm already starting to forget things. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head now. I'm gonna say the Primetime Players versus Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. I was very upset at this match because I was hoping that the Primetime Players would have come out on top, but they didn't. R-Truth and Kofi Kingston now are still the tag team champions, and where the hell are they gonna go now from being champions? Are they gonna go face Epico and Primo? Who are they gonna face? Are they gonna face the Usos? Can the Usos come back and try to win tag team gold? Because right now, what you're looking at are like 3 or 4, if you really want to count the Usos, 4 tag teams in the WWE right now. 4 solid tag teams. Just 4. Just 4. I mean, back in the day, you had the Acolytes, the APA, you had the New Age Outlaws, you had the Hardy Boys, you had Edge and Christian, you had the Dudley Boys. You had like all these great tag teams, and even back in the golden age of wrestling, you had the Killer Bees, you had the British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, the Rockers. I mean, you had all these great tag teams, and now look at what tag team wrestling has come to today. You have only 4 good tag teams right now. Only 4 solid tag teams that actually considerable as a tag team, not just thrown together, which is pretty much what R-Truth and Kofi Kingston are. They're just thrown together. So I really thought that they should have dropped the belts to the Primetime Players because they're actually a well built up team with they just are a well built up team, and they need the titles, and Kofi Kingston and R-Truth do not need the titles. They need to move away from the tag team division and go their separate routes. But no, WWE keeps putting Kofi Kingston back in the tag team division. Let's think about it. He has won tag team titles with CM Punk, Evan Bourne, and now R-Truth. And R-Truth, he's been in a tag team. He was in a tag team with The Miz. He had his little bit of a title run with John Cena at Capital Punishment last year, but that didn't go very well. So now they just thought, we don't have anything to do with you guys. Let's just throw you guys together as a tag team. Are you kidding me? You don't need to have two guys like that be thrown together as a tag team. Kofi Kingston has a lot of talent. He just needs to be built up more to be a main event star. I thought when he did have that feud with Randy Orton back in 2009, that was a great feud. R-Truth, when he was a heel, he was very well built up, and I thought he could have been a main eventer, but no, they just dropped the ball with him. They need to do more to build up these guys and just move them away from the tag team division, because right now, the tag team division is shit. So that match was very disappointing to me. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth are still the tag team champions. Primetime players are not the champions. And I don't think the primetime players are going to do anything now because of AEW being released. So that's just my opinion on that. And then we have The Miz defending the Intercontinental Championship against Rey Mysterio. I picked The Miz to win the match. So as far as I'm concerned, I was 3-1, I think. No. Yeah, 3-1 in my record. So I was 3-1. And I wanted The Miz to win because put the belt on Rey Mysterio. Because, you know, The Miz hasn't really had a long title run, and I think that putting the Intercontinental Championship on him was a smart move, because, you know, he just had been, he came back, now he's back, he needs a title to stay relevant, because, let's be honest, before he left to go be in a movie, he wasn't very relevant. He was facing guys like Brodus Clay, so that was cool that they gave him a title. But if they had him face Rey Mysterio and lose the Intercontinental title, it'd just pretty much be demolishing his character. Like, oh, he won the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, he lost it, and it just, you know, it wouldn't really make sense at all. So The Miz is still the Intercontinental Champion. So then we go on to the World Title match, and the World Title match, you know, so-so on it. I didn't want Alberto Del Rio to win. I wanted Sheamus to win, and then Dolph Ziggler to come out and cash in, but that didn't happen. It was pretty much a shitty match. I can honestly say that. Wasn't a very good match. Didn't like it. I don't like Alberto Del Rio. It just was a very shitty match, and the ending was so stupid. Not even funny. Almost like a replay of last year when John Cena has his foot on the rope, and the ref didn't see it. Almost like a flashback of that. And Sheamus winning by hitting him with a shoe, and then the Irish Curse backbreaker. Of all things, he beats him with the Irish Curse backbreaker. So, you know, that was not really a disappointment, because I knew it wasn't going to be the match of the night. But, you know, disappointment nonetheless. So Sheamus is still the World Heavyweight Champion. So then we move on to the WWE Championship match. And it seemed like there was a theme going on. Almost all the guys were wearing pink. CM Punk comes out in new tights, pink tights, and I thought that was pretty cool. The designs of them were pretty cool. Triple threat match. I wasn't expecting CM Punk to win. Of all things, he wins. But the way he won just solidifies the fact that he is heel now. The fans are still going to cheer him. I've already explained this before. He's gotten to a point now where, you know, they're going to cheer him either way. So I was not expecting him to come out on top. I liked the submission that he did when he had his leg wrapped around him and he had him in a hold. That was an awesome submission move. I love that submission. And, you know, it wasn't really, it wasn't match of the night quality. I really do think that it would have been a better match without Big Show, because all you saw in the beginning of the match to the point where voice crack, sorry, a little embarrassing, to the point where Big Show finally got beaten down, all you saw was that's pretty much all you saw. Slam, punch, push. That's pretty much all you saw until John Cena and CM Punk finally got some offense and started to beat the hell out of Big Show. I'm very glad Big Show did not win. That would just been ridiculous, because he does not deserve to be in the championship title picture right now. He just doesn't have it anymore. So yeah, that's just my opinion on the Big Show. But John Cena and CM Punk both had Big Show in their submissions. And to be honest, I really think that CM Punk should have just won off of that, because if you look, John Cena did not have his submission very good in. He had his hands wrapped around the top of the Big Show's forehead. Usually he has it tucked underneath his chin, and that's his submission move. But CM Punk already had his lock in, and John Cena didn't really have anything there. He just had the leg locked and his hands around his forehead. So CM Punk really did get the submission victory, but because John Cena had his submission partially on, I like to say, they gave him a rematch, and the match restarted. AJ Lee came out, skipped around a few times, and said, restart the match, or something like that, start the match. Nonetheless, the match started, and CM Punk came out on top, just like I wanted it to, because CM Punk is doing good things right now, being a heel, being the top heel for Raw, and being the WWE champion. And I just didn't think the way he won was very cool, but it was a good way to win as a heel, because that's usually what heels do. They take advantage of every situation. And then we come to the match where I was very disappointed, actually. Triple H and Brock Lesnar. I was very disappointed in this match because it had such great build-up. Such great build-up. And I love the fact that they were bringing Stephanie McMahon, Shawn Michaels, and Paul Heyman. I love that they were bringing all of these people, and it just pretty much, it let me down. I don't know if it let you guys down, but it let me down. And I was very disappointed in the match, and I did not like the match at all. It didn't have a very... It wasn't the quality of John Cena and Brock Lesnar. John Cena and Brock Lesnar was a great fight. I'm not even going to say it was a match, it was a great fight. Just in the first few minutes of the match, Brock Lesnar had already busted open John Cena, and that was like, holy shit. Like, I did not see that coming. But this match was just a letdown to me. Didn't have a lot of good moments in it. It was just pretty much the start of the match. Brock Lesnar got Triple H in a corner and just rammed him in his ribs a few times. And he did that a good amount of times, actually. He did that more than I thought he was going to do. And, you know, they just had the spots where Triple H knocked him out of the ring twice, went out and beat him up, drove Brock Lesnar's ribs into the announce table, the sharp edge of the announce table, and it looked like he was about to throw up. Brock Lesnar got him in the Kimura lock like a billion times, and then finally broke his arm when Triple H tapped out. Glad that Brock Lesnar won, because if they would have had him lose, it would have been like, okay, you brought him in to face John Cena and he lost, okay, and then you bring him in and he loses to Triple H. Like, that doesn't really make sense. But glad he won. But it was just a letdown of a match, and then Triple H saying, like, I'm sorry to the WWE Universe, the WWE fans, saying that he was sorry, and it looked like he was going to leave, and it looked like he was going to cry, and that's how SummerSlam ended. Kevin Rudolph performed too, so that wasn't really worth mentioning. But yeah, that's pretty much ends. Antonio Cesaro is the new United States Champion. Thank God Santino Marella finally lost it. But anyways, that's pretty much how SummerSlam went. If I had to give it a rating, because of the build-up and everything, I'm taking the build-up over the match quality. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Because of the build-up and how excited I was for it, and because of the match quality of Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho just pretty much saved everything, and CM Punk retaining, so that gives it about a 5. I have a special message for Mitch, Dallas, both of you, anyone. Mitch and Dallas, I am the Wrestling Guru Society World Heavyweight Champion. And I want to let you guys know right now that there is no way you guys are going to be able to beat me for this title. You can try, but you won't succeed. So if you guys ever want to challenge me for the title, you can come down here in the States and try. But you will lose, because I promise you I will hold this title forever. Forever. So Dallas, Mitch, say whatever you want. You talk a big game, but you don't back it up. Both of you, you don't back it up. You talk a big game, but you don't back it up. That's all I have to say about that. So anyways, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at HeelGreaves. Don't forget to friend me on Facebook. Go like the Wrestling Guru Society Facebook fan page. Subscribe to Wrestling Guru Society, and subscribe up above for more videos from me. And that's going to do it for me, guys. I am Aaron, your Wrestling Guru Society World Heavyweight Champion, and I am out.